Alright everyone, so this is episode 74 today for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. If you missed the previous episode at Imola, I recommend you go and check that one out as well. A biblical sprint race there with a safety car in the sprint as well. But coming into this one then, R&D wise, we're finally able to purchase the final two Sashi upgrades on the brake side of thing. You know what? We're going to rush these brakes upgrade, this second brake upgrade, this ultimate brake upgrade that hopefully will come in for the final before Baku, and indeed it does. So, you know, as the team decides for some particular reason to have a special merch store for Baku for some reason, don't know why, but we decided to go with a t-shirt. A rain jacket's always a long-term thing, you don't really want to be doing that. But anyway, R&D wise, more upgrades from McLaren means they stay ahead of us. AlphaTauri bring more upgrades as well, as they probably getting closer and closer to maxing out their car. So we've got Alpine, Mercedes and Ferrari also bringing upgrades, Red Bull as well. AlphaTauri do bring upgrades but go from 3rd to 6th fastest. Not that their drivers have been able to provide anything decent for that car at all throughout any part of this season. So yes, we're going to move to qualifying then here at Baku. It's an okay track. It's not again, the AI do get better traction than the player, which is an F120, more like the F122 side of thing, because on previous games it has been better around here for the player compared to the AI. But nevertheless, P13, not great, but with our first lap, so we'll look to improve. Half a tenth lap already through the first sector, you know, but the speed, the straight line speed is not the issue here. We know we have the engine. Through DRS and through the practice, we were hitting 226 miles an hour down the main straight. So, you know, I'm confident we have the pace. It's just the fact of the matter is whether we got it through the corners and, you know, whether we can convert our race pace as well. But anyway, through to the castle section as well, always a tricky section, but as well, 2 tenths up on the previous best time so far. We've got the two Astons who will be looking to improve as well. Now we come up through this corner, that corner, yeah, I always get over traction. You is even worse on this game. A slight hit of the wall there, no damage. This corner's horrendous because you try and chuck it in there and you'll end up in the wall. Trust me, it is a horrendous corner, and that curb as well. You can't go over that. You just lose time, and anyway, time and time again. But yeah, I do like to crash there as well. But up to the line then, 5 tenths up. You can see now we're going to open the DRS. 207. The speed increases 220 miles an hour. Not quite the 226 in practice. 221. And that's enough to get his P9. So top 10, slightly ahead of Piastri as well, but with sandwich, he's got Vettel in between us as well. So yeah, that's better from Piastri in qualifying, but obviously he was 9th in Imola, so not quite as good as Imola. As Gasly's on pole, his dominance this series continues. Magnussen back in 5th. So yes, well there we are. Ocon. Don't know what happened to him. He's slowest of all. Probably might take a penalty for him. I don't know. But you know, Norris has improved. Tsunoda hasn't. So it's going to be a mixed up grid. We'll see what we can do for a month of the grid time for the race.
A warm welcome to you from Azadlik Square, heart of Baku, and home, of course, of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With high speeds, tight corners, and few runoff zones, many are expecting a safety car here today. So our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequence for any one of our drivers. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. Just edging out Alex Albon, who will start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Magnussen, Max Verstappen and Sainz, Norris, Phoenix, Vettel and Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Hamilton, Yuki Tsunoda and Bottas, Stroll, Joe, Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi, Schwartzman and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn one?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn one as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
So Gasly's got a penalty to give us P8 as a starting win, 10th for Piastri as well. Race strategies are one stop. Did look at medium to soft, but we're going to go soft to medium just to get that extra attack at the start. See if we can get a few places in front of us and a good finishing position on the medium compound tyres. So vibrant lights then to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And away we go, and it's an okay start. I mean, it's probably actually one of our better starts. As there, goodness grief, Magnussen was sideways through turn one, I think he was. I'm gonna try and go around the outside, almost hit the wall. They're going 3 wide behind, and we've managed to survive. But oh my goodness, that was almost race ending there. The Sainz decided to take it 3 wide into turn one. That wasn't going to work at all. Like, he went for a gap that did not exist there. But Magnussen is behind Norris now. But Norris, the Honda engine, I mean, it's not the Honda engine that's been in the back of the Red Bull. It's more the McLaren Honda engine. And Magnussen is now through, and now we're under a threat from Magnussen, who's looking racy. He goes down the inside. There's a slight little bit of contact there as we tried to cut him off. We took the racing line here, you know, he just dived down the inside. We gave him space, and then he just, I don't know if he got on the curb or something. I think he got on the curb and lost it as well, almost narrowly, not lucky to not get any contact there. Magnussen dropped off. I don't know if he got contact from that as well, but so he fell behind after that, and it's, you know, first stint was a bit dull after that, to be honest. So we're going to come in for the medium tyres. 2.4 seconds stop. We're going to be out in front of Sainz and Gasly. Gasly's made some position up. He's past Piastri, unfortunately, which is slightly annoying for our teammate. We want him to do, obviously we want Piastri to do well and get position. So we're watching Charles Leclerc. He's on the he's pitted now, but he's in a problem with this. He's in a pack, and they've all got gonna have DRS on. I think that's one of the Alphas out in front. I don't know. That's Tsunoda, I think, in the McLaren there, and there it's Max Verstappen. He's done the Ferrari strategy, unpitted the hard tyres in a 13-lap race, as well as Sainz dives it down at the final corner, not having any of that. For now, we'll retain P6. It will be P5. Schumacher going very long there. He'll be in shortly now. But Gasly's there as well. Magnussen's fallen back, as has Vettel. Not sure where Piastri is at this moment in time. I think he's in 10th as well. But 10th or 11th. There's Sainz there that's fallen behind Gasly, but he's got DRS now down to turn 3. Excuse me. Oh, Sainz has gone straight on. He's in the wall, and Sainz is out of the race. So we've got a late safety car here as well. So Leclerc still leads from Albon and Verstappen, but now we've got a chance to pick off Russell and even Verstappen on those hard tyres. This is a great chance of getting a podium. We could get a podium out of this as well. You know, we weren't anywhere near the podium, but Gasly now is going to be right behind us. He's going to be on it like a car bonnet, and he is definitely going to be challenging us for our position as well. So we get a good start. Russell is slow, and we're going to make the overtake just as we cross the line. Dive down the inside of Verstappen as well. Those halves will be horrible, and we're up onto the podium as well. Gasly's followed me through. He's up to P4. Great start for the Frenchman. As well as we dive down the inside, he made the move on Russell, and then as we took Verstappen wide at turn 1, he was able to make the position and takes the inside line at turn 2. But Gasly wants more. He has the pace for a podium here. He tries it around the outside. We're not having any of that whatsoever, and we're at retain P3 for now. But Gasly, of course, is going to carry on this horrible corner, almost going into the wall there. Gasly has, of course, the perfect line through that corner, but we get able to. He takes the curb. We're able to get there. We're still going side by side though through these fast corners here as we approach the straight. Gasly's through, but for how much longer? Remember the Porsche power. This is a great idea to see Porsche versus Ford as well, and Verstappen's going to join us as well. The top end speed from the Porsche power unit will pull through though. Verstappen has lost out. He's made contact with Verstappen on the Gasly on the final lap. Gasly's still there on the inside. We give him space on the inside at turn 2. Now it's a drag race down to turn 3. Verstappen has, Gasly has the initial traction, but then with the top end speed of the Porsche engine, we're able to power through. Can we get round the outside and we keep the podium for now? But Gasly will come back at us again in the middle sector, where the Alpha has a bit more downforce compared. We've gone deep into that corner. Will Gasly think about it? No, he has second thoughts about making it too wide into the castle section. We keep our position now. But now, of course, we've got this horrible corner down the hill as well. We're going to have to go defensive on Gasly and be harsh to force him out to keep the podium. Gasly dives it, and there's contact, and Gasly, I think, has lost a bit of his front wing. We'll get a replay now as well. Gasly had the better exit out of that corner. We almost made contact there, and then he dived on the inside as my corner there as well. Very aggressive defending, I will admit, but that by the time we got to the entrance, that was my corner, and the Gasly's lost his front wing. We're pulling away on the straights, and it's going to be that, ladies and gentlemen, is a second podium of the season in 4 races for Williams. I mean, we'll definitely take that. Williams has not been anywhere near a podium in the past since we took the one and only podium for the team back in Abu Dhabi in season 1 as well. Piastri, not a great race from him though. Down in P10, Bottas got into P9 in the end, but Magnussen had a horror show in the end. Did set fastest lap, so you'll get an extra point. But yeah, Gasly will be happy to get 4th place and finish ahead of Verstappen, who's crucial. Sainz will be horrified by what he's done, and Sainz is now behind Vettel for the first time in this career mode since they were teammates since season 2. Gasly extended his lead to 10 points, Albon up to 3rd with a 2nd place finish there. So Alpine's starting to come good as we hang on to 4th place with another podium. A lot clear now, Mercedes and Ferrari. McLaren no points again because, of course, Norris pitted early and with damage on lap 1. So it's unfortunate for Norris. I'm sure they will score points at some point, but for McLaren, it's not looking that great, to be honest. The Honda return hasn't yielded the results they wanted yet. Whether or not that will happen or not, we'll have to wait and see. But yes, so Gasly, he's got that extra component that he needed now. Canada should be a good race for him because it's straight line. Silverstone, I think they might struggle there, but it depends on the chasing pack, whether Red Bull, Alpine, maybe even Mercedes or Ferrari can get involved, whether we can get involved as well, because we have, I think we've now unlocked the engine side of things as well, so that's going to give us Spec 3. We've got Spec 3 in the engine, so those upgrades will be filtering through in the next couple of races, which just leaves the aero side that is the only department that isn't Spec 3. So I'm hoping the time we get to Belgium we'll be fully maxed out We'll have a fully maxed out Williams at our disposal. Piastri, a quieter race for him, but I'm hoping that, you know, he's still scoring points. I hope that's going to keep his focus high, and he can continue that good form when the car comes good. It'll be us two at the front challenging for victory. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See plenty more F1 22 drive camera videos as and when they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.